And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, and instead of National Day, we are going to go back in time to 1877.
Okay, sounds fun. On our show today, we have Steve Smith here. He's a service manager with Toyota of Irvine, and going to talk about all the ways that he and his wonderful staff over there can help you out if you need it. Also, a very cool program that UCI is putting on. It's called All of Us Research Program, done through UCI. And together with Cheryl Whelan from the Senior Center, they're going to present this program, tell you all about it. Also, the Theater Guild, Estelle D'Annunzio will be here today and talk about their upcoming meeting along with many other things as well. And we're going to bring you a segment with the Orange County Vector Control. A lot of mosquitoes this time of year, and especially a lot just because of all the rain, all the wildflowers and everything else out there. They are really in force, and so we're going to tell you how to combat that.
Sounds good. All right, our meetings today is the GRF Maintenance and Construction Committee, and that will be in the boardroom at 9:30. And then we have the Mutual 50 Finance Committee, which will be in the Towers room, and that'll be at 2:30. Okay, so going back in time. Well, believe it or not, in 1877, the first human cannonball, launched in 1877 at the Royal Aquarium in London, was a 14-year-old girl called Zazelle, whose real name was Rosa Matilda Richter. She was launched by a spring-style cannon invented by Canadian William Leonard Hunt, who is considered the Great Farini, who later toured with the P.T. Barnum Circus. Farini's cannon used rubber springs to launch a person from the cannon, limiting the distance he or she could be launched. Richter's career as a human cannonball ended when a launch went awry and she broke her back. In the 1920s, Ildebrando Zacchini invented a cannon that used compressed air to launch a human cannonball. Zacchini shot his son Hugo out of the compressed air cannon. Members of the Zucchini family were later inducted in the Ringling Brothers Circus Hall of Fame. Now, there's a claim that the current world record for the longest human cannonball flight was 8.8 inches on March 10th, 2011, so not that long ago. Now, unfortunately, more than 30 human cannonballs have died during the performance of the stunt. Among the latest was what occurred in Kent, United Kingdom on April 25th, 2011, where a human cannonball died as a result of a failure of the safety net. So that is considered the most dangerous part of the act, is the actual landing. So Ken, don't try this at home.
No, I don't think I will. I don't think I'm interested in that. I think that would be, it's something that I wouldn't even try, no matter how safe it is. All right, we got some safe weather coming your way, and it's just absolutely beautiful. For the next several days, we're going to be in the mid to slightly low 70s. A little breezy again today. You might have saw around Southern California, there were some really strong winds, mostly in the Inland Empire and North LA County, Palmdale, those areas. They really had a lot of strong winds. Not much here at all, but we are expecting a little bit of cool breezes as we had yesterday. But overall, just really nice. A few little scattered clouds out here and there, as we saw. Now, Friday, it looks like the rain is pretty much out of the forecast. If we do get any, it's going to be just some little spotty rain here and there, but probably not in Orange County at all. However, because of all the cool moisture in the air, it could bring a dusting of snow up into the local mountains. And in fact, this is the system that is moving towards us that, just so you're aware, that could bring blizzard-like conditions in the Midwest, Colorado and places like that. So if you're traveling over the next couple days, check on that, because they're beginning to get this now. They were like 80 degrees one day, and a couple days later, they're going to have blizzard conditions. So check your flights, because a lot are being canceled over the next couple days. Now, as we get our way to the weekend, going to be nice as well. A few scattered clouds, but overall, really nice weather. Let's take a look around Orange County today, and you can see everything is in the 70s. Beautiful springtime weather. Big Bear maybe only about 49 today. Like I said, the system that is beginning to come in a little bit is bringing cool air for us, and certain overnight, as you saw, we were down to about 48 last night. And of course, it's bringing much cooler air up to the local mountains. Palm Springs about 84. You know, they were just 100 degrees a couple days ago. So they're getting cool for Palm Springs out there as well. Beautiful weather though. Next few days out in Palm Springs area, it's going to be just perfect. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Get a pencil, write down the number on your screen. Free national hearing screening is coming to our town. Find out what you are hearing and what you are not. A simple ear scan can reveal your status in the 3 speech ranges: high, mid-range, and low. Hearing screenings are important because of the link found between dementia and hearing loss. Attend this free event and try the world's best hearing aid technology. Special discounts on hearing aids during this event.
It's Easter. Diane's Hallmark can help you with everything you need for the season. From cards and plush toys for the grandkids, as well as cards and accessories. Diane's Hallmark can help you make this Easter a special time for everyone. Remember, Diane's Hallmark has a large selection of Christian books and gifts as well. Come in today and see what's new. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center next to Hobby Lobby.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
You've trusted the doctors at Harvard Eye Associates with your eyes for the last 4 decades. Now it's time to trust us with your face. Our board-certified surgeons and aesthetic nurse offer the latest in facial aesthetic treatments, such as Botox, dermal fillers, laser skin rejuvenation, eyelid surgery, and face and neck lip surgery. Call us today to schedule your complimentary cosmetic consultation. 949-951-2020. Ask about our limited time savings on Botox and dermal fillers.
And now's the time you've been waiting for. The undisputed champs, Tundra and Tacoma. And in this corner, the reigning rulers of the road. Let's get ready for spring.
Not bad.
Ready for a great deal?
Let's do it!
So good.
What makes an amazing deal even better? How about that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile no-cost maintenance plan and roadside assistance.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Segment is today with Irvine Toyota, and today I have Steve Smith, who is the service manager, and he has some great things to tell us about today. Hi, welcome back.
Well, thanks. It's great to be back.
So we've got a couple of things that you'd like to talk about. In particular, when people receive manufacturers' letters or mailings. Tell me a little bit about those.
So what we see is, you know, we all get junk mail, and we get a lot of things sometimes from the manufacturer. We just bought our car, and we're thinking, why do they want to sell me another one? They may not. What we see is a lot of those mailers that go out are what we call safety-related campaigns.
Okay.
So today we'd just like to let these people know that if they have received something from the manufacturer, there's a number we're going to give them the call,
okay,
and maybe they'd like to call that number and we can go over that with them. Safety-related campaigns could be such as airbags, it could be reflash reprograms.
Mm-hmm.
Cars are extremely technical, so there's a lot of updating that's still being done to them, and we need to get those cars in there and get those campaigns taken care of. They need those campaigns to register the vehicle and shouldn't really discard them unless they really know what they are.
So how do you know the difference? Because I do get those things, and you get flyers, and then you get things that look like mail, like I don't know, a bill of some kind. So how can you tell the difference?
So when you open it up, it'll actually say safety-related campaign.
Okay.
So you should open it up, not just throw it away in the envelope.
Okay.
But you should open it up, and when it does say safety-related campaign, just call the number. It'll go directly to our office, and then we'll be able to tell you what it is, how long it will take to get it done, and then get your car. We'll also pick up and deliver your car, so we can come get it for you and take care of it and get it done and get it handled. And once it's done and cleared from the manufacturer, then you should receive nothing else from the manufacturer unless, again, another campaign comes out.
Okay.
But safety-related campaigns are something that there's millions of them out there. There truly are on almost all vehicles, and the manufacturer works really hard. So they do a lot of mailing to get the customer to come in, and until that goes off their national service history, they'll still receive those letters.
Oh, okay. And what is the difference between a safety campaign and a recall?
Okay, so a recall really is a safety campaign. We call it a recall. Because of NHTSA, they usually want us to use that verbiage, safety campaign, because it prompts the customer, and again, it is usually a safety related. Most of the reflashes can cause stalling problems, starting problems. Obviously, the airbag is one of the most important, right? So we want to make sure that the airbags are working properly, and if anything needs to be replaced, updated, we need to do that.
Okay, now you said that if somebody was unable to get the car to you, you would come pick it up and drop it off. How does that work?
Here's how it works. So someone calls in and says, I received a letter from Toyota, and we'll take the information from them. We'll review the campaign or the recall or what the letter actually is, because we'll know by the VIN number. And then at that time, if they would like us to come pick the vehicle up, they'll just schedule that with my business development center, the number they're going to call in.
Okay.
And then we'll send somebody out, we'll pick the vehicle up, we'll do the related campaign, and then we'll deliver the vehicle back to them.
Okay, and let's just go ahead and show that number. It's 949-585-6914. Is that correct?
That's perfect.
Okay, good. So they just need to call that number if they receive these manufacturer safety campaign letters.
Absolutely.
And that's the only reason why they would call this number, correct?
That is correct, because that'll go directly to the people that can schedule the appointment in the time frame that it's needed. And then if they do need a pickup and delivery to bring the car back, then we can schedule that and get it promptly done.
Okay, all right, perfect. Because there's another number that you guys can call for other things, and we'll show you that one later too. Okay, so let's talk about Wednesdays, which would be today.
Today
is something very special for Laguna Woods residents.
So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Wednesdays for Laguna Woods residents. It's going to kind of be your day. So it's the day that we're going to bring your car in, pick it up, deliver it, whatever you may need. Keeps you from taking up and tying up your Saturdays, your other days when we're so busy. So it's kind of your day. We're going to open Wednesdays up for the Laguna Woods customers. We're also going to put a couple of promotions out there. We're going to do the 3-for-1 tire promotion, buy 3, get 1 free.
Great.
And we're also going to do an alignment promotion. Normally our alignments run $109.88. All Laguna Woods customers will get them for $85.88.
Now that is a good deal.
That's a great deal, and that's on Wednesdays, and hopefully everybody will take advantage of that, and we'll be there and ready for them.
Okay, now that number is different. So if you wanted to register for the tire promotion or the other alignment, they need to call the other number, which is 585-6888.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
I remembered that.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So there's 2 different numbers, so we're trying not to confuse you, so we'll repeat it in just a bit. So, well, what else is going on over there? I know you guys have some other fun things coming up.
We're staying busy. We're looking forward to our first new car clinic, which is going to be something that we do that we'll invite everybody over for a little dinner, and we'll go over some of the product related things, some of the oil change intervals, the hours, the things that we do. We're also going to open up the shop to allow some of those gearhead kind of guys over there, we call them, because they like to come down. Nobody gets to look underneath their car. We don't have service stations anymore. A lot of people don't pop their hoods. So we'll have a couple cars on display. We'll have a couple cars on the rack, and guys can walk underneath them and like the old days and kind of check them out and see how they've changed and the things they've done to them and streamlined them, and they're not like they used to be. So everybody kind of wants to kind of look, and we've done it before, a lot of questions, great questions. I'm kind of a gearhead myself, so I really like that part of it.
Okay.
And some of the guys really like to get in the shop.
Well, yeah, because I mean, even you know, girls and guys like to get in the
They
shop, right?
do.
Because you know, I remember my car used to have a dipstick. Now you don't have that anymore.
That's correct. They do. The ladies
I'm
love to
saying
do
my age,
it as well. No.
No, well, it's good. I mean, I think it's important to everybody to educate themselves, and I always made sure that my daughter, when she was driving, that she knew how to change her tire, because you never know how long it's going to take.
That's a great idea. That's
Yeah.
that's exactly what we fail to do nowadays, and you know, everybody becomes dependent, and you know, our children and everything else, and it's like they pick up the phone and call dad. So, you know, I agree with it. That's a good policy to stick by.
All right, well, excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and share those numbers again. So if you would like to know anything more about the manufacturer's safety campaigns, that's 949-585-6914. But if you are interested in the Residence Day on Wednesdays for the tire promotion or the alignment, you're going to call the 585-6888, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Well, it's great
nice
to be here.
see you. Thank you for all the info, and we'll see you next week.
Very good. Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
And remember to call each of those numbers for the services that you're looking for. And Wednesday today is Laguna Woods Residence Day. We'll be right back.
It's never too late to improve your health with exercise. Challenge yourself to get moving in the morning. Hi, I'm Susan Tuttle. I'd like to encourage you to tune in to Channel 6 each weekday mornings at 7:55. 30 minutes of daily exercise will add years to your life. What are you waiting for? Come join me.
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
Stroke is the leading cause of death and disability in the United States. Stroke occurs when blood vessel in the brain becomes blocked or bursts. Memorial Care Stroke Center at Saddleback Memorial Hospital is one of the few stroke receiving centers in Orange County. We offer state-of-the-art, minimally invasive technology, exceptional and compassionate care, ultimately leading to better quality of life. When stroke happens, every minute matters. At Stroke Center at Saddleback Memorial Hospital, we offer 24/7 rapid and efficient stroke care.
Welcome back. Well, we have very special guests today, Dr. Hoda Anton Culver from all of us at UCI Health Center. And then we also have Cheryl Wieland, who is here with the Senior Center. And there's a collaboration here that we're going to talk about that's very important. But first, Cheryl, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Senior Center? What are some of the things coming up? And then we'll introduce your guest.
Two quick announcements on presentations. We're having on April 16th, which is Tuesday, 1 o'clock, cannabis treatment, does it work? And this is with Dr. Bill Liu. He's our geriatric pharmacist. He's very well known and very humorous speaker and very knowledgeable.
All right.
And also on the 23rd, Gizmos and Gadgets from the Braille Institute. They're going to be speaking about gadgets that help you with your vision.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
you know, we
so
do have a lot of vision people that come on, and it's always nice to know what kind of things are helpful to everybody.
Yeah, she brings all the little gadgets and shows
Oh, does she? Okay.
Demonstrates.
All right, perfect. That sounds great.
But the floor belongs to Hoda.
Okay. So how would you like us to call you? Would you like us to call you Hoda's fine?
Hoda's
okay,
fine.
great. So we're going to
Yeah.
call you Hoda. All right. So it's actually very exciting because I always wanted to have a guest co-host called Hoda. Where's our wine, right?
Right.
In any case, thank you so much for coming on. I actually know a lot
Thank you
about
for
this.
having me.
You're welcome. I know a lot about this program. Precision medicine seems to really be
Yes.
the word of the day these days, and
Yes.
we're moving towards that. So tell me a little bit about the All of Us program and how it came about.
Well, the All of Us program came about 3 or 4 years ago, where it was realized nationally that we're spending a lot of money on healthcare. And but yet, if you look at our health statistics, we're not really making a whole lot of improvements, especially in the common diseases, chronic conditions. And it was thought that we should use the technology that we know today, the genomics and the sequencing of the genome, and we use people who want to help and try to get healthy, and also people who want to cure their disease as quickly as possible.
Right.
So the design of the study was 1 million persons from the United States to participate in the mega study. It's the largest in the world.
Right.
And we were very lucky at University of California, Irvine, to be one of the centers, one of the 14 centers in the U.S. To participate in this study. The study, we are now recruiting participants from all clinics and of course the senior center as well, and we are hoping that we would have participants from this community in particular.
Okay.
As quickly as possible. I want to thank Mayor Connors for her also support. She is very supportive of the study, and we would like to launch the study in this community.
Okay, now what kind of health information do you need to provide to be able to participate?
We get all the general health information first, and then we look for family history of disease and family history of exposures, personal exposures, risk factors of the individual, of course the age and gender and all of that stuff, and we collect a blood sample and we take physical measurements including blood pressure, height and weight and stuff like that. And we continue to work with the participant. The participant is really a member of the study and not a subject in the study. And there is a lot of communication between us and the participant, and between the participant and also the scientists who are going to be using the data, which will be available to all over the world for the scientists everywhere to look at the data on the million people and to discover new things about personalized precision medicine.
So when you say that it's available to all scientists, that might scare some people.
Absolutely.
So I would imagine that you have the utmost privacy and that type of thing.
Correct. The data that will be generated and is generated now is a very, very secure in terms of we take out all the identifiers out of the data. There is no name, there is no social security, there is no information about residency and stuff like that. And the data is sort of prepared in a way that will have no identifiers, and that's what's going to be available to the scientists.
Okay, perfect, because I'm sure that they'll look at, like you said, all the other
Of
data,
course.
the age and things like that.
Yes.
So that's good to know. So nobody needs to be afraid of their information
No,
getting out there.
no.
All right, and then how do people join? Like, how do they participate?
Well, the participation is really very easy. Everything is online. They can participate online, and I hope we can
we'll show that
provide
at the end.
them
I'll
the
show them the
information
contact
on
information.
how.
Yes.
However, they can call us also on that information. You will have a telephone number, but the easiest way is to go online and log in at the NIH site, and that's allofus.org. The website.
Yeah, you can do the
so
NIH
you can have
right.
join allofus.org,
Okay.
and you can select UC Irvine for your site, and it will ask you to look at the description of the study and then the consent. You consent for participation, and you consent also for providing your electronic health records.
Oh, okay, good.
And then once you consent, and it's then you can start filling out all the information that it is asking you for.
Okay.
And that will be host factors, exposures, family history, and all of that stuff. We will then contact you. It will actually tell us that you logged in and you are now a registrant.
Okay.
Once you register, we will contact you.
Okay.
And then we will get for you an appointment to come and see us anywhere. We have about 15 clinics that you can go to, including the senior center here locally. So you can come in, and we will have our clinical research coordinator help you do everything, and then you can be a full participant.
Okay.
You will be assigned a portal, so you can communicate back and forth through that portal, and it will be yours.
Okay.
And it is a 10-year study.
All right.
So you can continue with us. Obviously, the study is also voluntary.
Right.
And you can withdraw anytime you want.
Okay. Okay. Now, Cheryl, tell me how this all came about over at the Senior Center.
Well, we were actually connected through Laguna Woods when we were on TV. It was mentioned, and Hoda and her group came to our center and spoke to us, and we thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for both of us. Okay. And we're so fortunate to have UCI research so local that, you know, other parts of the country, they'd have to travel great distances, and, you know, the participation wouldn't be as great. So we're really excited that we're going to have Hoda and her group participate at our senior center. It's a great partnership, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd like to make sure that anybody who is listening or seeing this today to contact us, ask the question, come and meet with us. We're happy to actually communicate back and forth and hear the ideas from people. What do they want to know? How do they want to know that information?
Right.
And this is what we're here for.
Okay, perfect. Now, being in the medical field, why do you think this is so important to participate?
Well, if you have family histories, let's say breast cancer, I think I would want to know what my risk factors were. And this is awesome to have this available to me, so I could just like be prepared,
right? Okay,
and know what's going on.
Okay,
so this is great.
Yeah, I think we can introduce also the other study,
your wisdom study,
the wisdom study, which is focused on breast cancer, and that the having a mammogram every year is what we do now for all women. But is it really necessary that we would do it? Is it one size fits all again? So with the wisdom study, what we're trying to do is to find out if we can tailor the frequency of mammography to the woman. If she has a genetic risk, maybe she needs more. If she is not at risk for breast cancer, maybe she needs less than once a year. So again, the Wisdom study is online. They can sign online, wisdomstudy.org, and fill out the information, and then they can follow from there. I would love that everybody, all women who are 40 to 74, to log in, wisdomstudy.org, and please help us out and help all women. I think this is what's important.
It is very important. So you have two studies. So you have the Wisdom study that you just mentioned, but then the Million Man March, I guess you could say, right? The Million Man. And that is available on your site and also the NIH site. And that was All of Us, joinallofus.org is the main one, right?
Exactly, and there is a telephone number. They can call us locally, the 949-824-0281.
Perfect.
Please call us. We'll be happy to have you.
All right, and don't forget that you can actually go to the Senior Center on Mondays, and that was from 8 to 4, and they're going to be doing the test there. So, but register first and then go to the Senior Center, right?
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much. It was very nice to have you on and nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck
for
to you in your study.
Thank you.
And remember, you can always go to joinallofus.org for any of the information that you've heard here. We'll be right back.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Welcome back. With me from the Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control District is Public Information Officer Mary Joy Coburn, and I'd like to welcome you.
Thank you.
Great to have you here today.
Pleasure.
And we've got a few things to talk about, but primarily we're going to talk about mosquitoes mosquito season. And I think a lot of people who may have moved here recently from out of the area, and they may not realize that, yes, we get a lot of mosquitoes here. Of course, they get a lot more in the South and other parts of the United States, but we do get them here. And we've had an awful lot of rain, so therefore, you know, a lot more opportunities for mosquitoes.
Exactly. With a lot of rain, there's a lot of rainwater accumulating in our backyards. And then with the warmer temperatures, that actually creates the perfect temperature or condition for these mosquitoes to breed. And, you know, it's really interesting because mosquitoes only need 5 days to complete their life cycle from egg to adult. So that's really fast.
Yeah, that is very, very fast. And we're going to be kind of going through some different slides here that give some information. But there's all different kinds of mosquitoes. And you know, we have what I would call like the standard mosquito, you know, the southern house mosquito. And you know what I always want to ask when you folks come on? You get something sometimes flying around in your house that are bigger, and we used to call them mosquito hawks.
Right.
Am I right about that? But they're not mosquitoes,
they're
or
crane
are they?
flies, and crane flies are attracted to light, and they come out, but they don't bite.
Okay.
So if you see anything larger, they're probably about the size of a quarter. They're not a threat. It's the mosquitoes, and you'll know you have mosquitoes because they will be biting you.
Okay.
So definitely, you know, follow the recommendations that we say. Mosquitoes need a little bit of water to live, especially the Culex fasciatus or the southern house mosquito.
That's easy for you to say.
These mosquitoes are known to transmit West Nile virus, which we've been having and we've had in Orange County, and we have them every year. So that is a concern, and mosquitoes need just a little bit of water. So we say no water, no mosquitoes.
Okay.
Make sure you look around your property to eliminate anything that holds water.
Is a southern house mosquito what I would refer to as the common mosquito, something we've had for years?
They have been our common mosquitoes in Orange County.
Like when you go to the south or something, you're out on a field, they're buzzing all around you. Is that kind of the
there
same?
are different mosquitoes in different areas. I know the southern house are in Orange County, and they've been here in the Southland. Actually, they've been here for a while. But there are new invasive mosquitoes that,
we've got photos
popped
of
up
these.
in 2015, and there's actually 3 different kinds of species here. But really, for the residents to remember, you know, they're pretty much the same as far as their characteristics and what they're capable of doing.
Okay.
These are tiny mosquitoes. They're black with white stripes. And slightly different from the other mosquito, they bite during the day also, not just at dusk and dawn, and they can also breed inside your home. You know, a lot of people have these lucky bamboo plants or the bromeliad plants in their home.
Sure.
These mosquitoes lay their eggs individually in those containers, and then if you water the plants, the mosquitoes hatch, and then they become biting adults.
Wow.
Yeah, something to remember also, it's not just these plants anymore. Some people have a spare bathroom that they don't use. If there's standing water in the toilet brush container, you could be breeding mosquitoes there, or in your sinks or in your bathtub. If there's any water collecting or just pooling, there could be mosquito breeding.
Yeah,
so
that's an interesting thing
right?
you said there, because like with house plants, you know, most of us have some kind of house plants, and one of the goals of a lot of them, like you know, I have some in my house, and you got all different kinds, and quite often is to keep them just slightly moist, obviously.
Right.
You know,
they
so
need
they
a
don't
little bit of water.
Yeah. So it's, and of course the water pools down into a little saucer because you don't want it running on your counter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just a weekly, regular routine to take a look around. If there's any standing water, dump it out. In the bathroom, just make sure you turn on the hot water so that just kills anything growing in there, or just, you know, take a look around and remove any standing water.
And you've got some information and tips here.
Yeah, these are the difference between the Culex, the southern house mosquito, and the new invasive Aedes mosquitoes. And as you can see, the Culex mosquito lay their eggs on egg rafts, right? So you could just dump that out, and that kills the larvae and the pupae or the eggs. But the Aedes mosquitoes, they actually lay their eggs individually. So a little bit more is needed. Check it regularly, and you can also scrub those containers, especially pet bowls. You know, they need to be scrubbed routinely, regularly, so that we keep our pets safe.
And this is something, you know, going back to that other one, the Aedes mosquitoes, that's really hard to combat, is that they will lay their eggs, and the eggs that can sit there for a year and then get
over
moist.
A year.
Yeah.
They have seen some eggs remain viable for over 8 years.
Wow.
So
it's almost like planting a seed. You know, a seed can be dry for years. It hits a little bit of water and begins to germinate.
Just waiting for the prime condition. So these are the common breeding sources we've found around homes when we do inspections. Fountains, you know, those are the stems of the lucky bamboo plants. The mosquitoes lay their eggs individually on the stems. Of course, the most obvious one are the saucers under pots, even a bottle cap that's just randomly tossed out in the backyard, tires, and then that's at the top of a bromeliad. So bromeliads are normally watered from the top. Unfortunately, that pulls a lot of water.
Wow. And then, you know, with all the rain we've been having, that's very hard to combat everything in your yard. Now, you know, here, most people have a balcony or a small patio, but we're not, you can be worried about right here, but we're surrounded by single family homes. The mosquitoes get out, they go around, they're not just staying in that one area. And so you're talking about thousands of people that have to kind of work together. I know for me, after all this rain, if you walk through our yard, there's standing water everywhere, and you know, little cracks in the bricks or something.
So we're trying to get the message out. Talk to your neighbors who may not be watching the show. We also have a meeting coming up, so we can talk to as many people as we can, so we can share the information. No water, no mosquitoes. Make sure you dump out any water so that we don't breed any mosquitoes.
Okay, so that's obviously a good tip to go around. Is there anything that can be done, you know, well, this is your next slide here, that you can prevent them from coming in the house? Obviously, screens and windows and any kind of repair holes in the screen, because they're tiny. They can get through.
So that they don't come in, so make sure that they are in good condition. And then also don't leave windows and doors open. Sometimes when it gets warm, we tend to do that so we get a little breeze coming in. So then we recommend, if you can, use your air conditioner so that you're not leaving your doors and windows open and letting these mosquitoes inside.
Okay, and obviously if you leave the stuff open, make sure the screens are there.
That there are screens, there's no holes or tears.
Yeah, so take care of that. And another one here, repellents. Now, these are the ones that people can buy at any store.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Some of them have sunscreen in them, right?
Some of them do. What we do recommend are the ones that have these active ingredients, D-picaridin, IR 3535, or oil of lemon eucalyptus. It's really important to read the directions or the label on the back because there are different times as far as reapplying.
Let me ask you about putting that stuff on, because the last one, the oil of eucalyptus. What about if you're outside, you want to enjoy outside, sitting outside, those citronella candles, things like that? Do they help at all or anything in that way?
Yeah, according to the research that's been conducted, it hasn't really helped. And especially, you need something on your body because you could have candles or even plants, but if they're 20 feet away, that's not protecting you. So you need something on your skin. And another thing that's important when applying repellent, especially in the summer, people like to wear sunscreen also. Make sure you wear the sunscreen first and then the repellent over that, because it's the fragrance of the repellent that repels the mosquitoes. So don't put the sunscreen over it because then that just hides that.
Okay, all right. And here are the different types of tips that we just went over about limiting the water in your area and saucer standing water and wearing repellent and long sleeves, which again, when it's warm out, that's kind of a hard thing to do.
Yeah, so if you don't want to wear long sleeves and long pants, make sure you wear repellent to cover the exposed skin.
Yeah, very, very important. And rats, now I was talking to Mary Joy before this. We know rats very well. It's at our house. Not that they're in our house, thankfully, but we're up by O'Neill Park. We have an orange tree. I grow vegetables throughout the years. And we've tried all kinds of different things. And of course for the dogs, it's fun for them. They're out hunting all the time. They're out, I think last night, just looking all around in the evening. But what can you do for rats?
So rats, like any other mammals and like humans, they look for food, water, and shelter. So if you have those available, they'll come to your backyard. And so the best thing that we can do is to remove those things so that your backyard is no longer attractive to them. Like, why would they go to your yard if there's nothing for them there? So removing those things are really important. I understand some people have gardens and they have fruits and vegetables. So the best thing to do would be when they're ripe, just to take them in so that they're not lying out there and not calling the rats to come and eat them.
Yeah, so like I said, that happens a lot. With the orange tree, some of the oranges are up so high, it's hard to get to them. And what's worse is when I find a little rat in the spa laying in there. Yeah, usually on the inner tube drinking a mojito, but that's that's a whole nother thing. But here we go. Going back to these mosquitoes here. The evasive ones, they have a certain look to them.
Yeah, like they're tiny, they're black with white stripes. They're aggressive daytime biters. And normally they bite you around the ankles because they're really smart. If they fly around your face, you're gonna kill them. So they're really smart in that sense. So they hang out in the lower extremities.
If someone does get bitten by them, for the average person, does it feel any different than a regular mosquito bite?
Yeah, because these mosquitoes are very new to Orange County, a lot of us have not developed any immunities against them or antibodies. So those who get bit, sometimes it's a larger welt than usual. They're extra itchy. Just because they are new and we're not used to them yet. But for a lot of people, they don't show any symptoms at all, so they don't know that they are bit. But we don't know which mosquito could bite us and could cause itches.
Yeah, very true. For more information, anytime you want, go to ocvector.org, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking to Dr. Chuck Lee of 7-Day Dental. Today's topic is emergency dental care. Doctor, what do we need to know about emergency dental care?
At 7-Day Dental, we are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year for your dental needs.
Thank you, doctor. So come on in and get your 7-Day Dental smile.
And with me right now is Estelle D'Annunzio, and Estelle is with the Theater Guild. So I'd like to welcome you today.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
You too.
And Estelle's done so many things here in the village with the Theater Guild, and then you've been on other programs that we've had, and yeah, acting and singing and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, singing is my favorite thing, but I've done more acting since I've been here, and I love it all. I really do.
Yeah, and of course with the Theater Guild and all the other different options that we have here, it's perfect for you.
It is.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a couple things that are coming up with the Theater Guild, and this one fits right in for you, right? The Broadway Sing-Along.
Yeah, well, I went to one at Saddleback College recently, and I thought, what a great vehicle for Theater Guild program. Give Mary Zolli a break for a month, and I'll take it over. And it's going to be April 18th at our regular meeting at 7 o'clock in Clubhouse 7. And we will have all the words printed out, and we will have some leaders who will help people along. Mark Hochberg, our resident pianist, will be playing, as always. He's amazing, plays everything by ear. And, you know, we're doing a couple of rehearsals with the leaders. And then we have a few surprises, and we have the Tappers going to be doing a few numbers. And we hope everybody will come and sing out and have a good time. And, you know, as usual, we will have Carla and her refreshments, which have become popular in itself. She goes to a lot of trouble. She has a committee that chops.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she tries to make healthy things. And it's not dinner, people, but, you know, come and have a snack and sing with us.
That'll be a lot of fun. And even if you aren't a member, you can arrive there. It's $5. Do they need advance reservations or just show up?
No reservations. Okay. We usually have room for everyone.
Okay, so that's not tomorrow, but next Thursday.
Next Thursday, the 18th.
Doors open at 6:30 over at Clubhouse 7.
Right.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope people will come and participate. That's what we're all about.
Any certain songs you can tell us that you're working on?
Well, yes. We have from My Fair Lady, I Could Have Danced All Night. We have Oklahoma, from Oklahoma. Yeah. We have All That Jazz.
Okay.
From Chicago, and come and see the rest.
All right. That'll be a lot of fun. Now you have other programs coming up. One is your monthly meeting, your May 16th program. But before we get to that, people that just want to sign up to be part of the Theater Guild, we were talking beforehand, and whether you want to act or not, but you often say that you need people who would like to help backstage and volunteer for other parts that are needed within the Theater Guild.
Yes, you know, we love it when people sign up and become members and just come and enjoy our programs and support us in our shows at Clubhouse 3, or Performing Arts Center, excuse me. I've been here 7 years.
Yeah, I know. I still do that.
So, but we do need people backstage, and we're happy to train people. We need people to do props, stage manager, audio, and we can't do a show without those backstage people. So
no, you can't.
Even though many of us like to be center stage, we rely and appreciate those people. So if you don't feel that you want to be on stage, but you'd like to participate, you know, please let us know, and someone will be very happy to show you the ropes.
Yeah, and you know, backstage, I've done both years and years ago back in high school. Backstage can be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because you don't really have that pressure.
Much responsibility.
But in many cases, depending what you do, you really help the actors out. And you're really, even though you have the director, the acting director, you're directing them back there. You're the one taking the actor saying, you need to be here, get ready to go, you're on in 2 minutes or whatever. or get their props ready, make sure they're all ready to go, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Well, and
Yeah.
also you make friends.
Yes.
And then when you come to a meeting, you know people
Yeah.
to say hi or to sit with, and
Mhm.
it just makes it a lot more comfortable if people are actually involved.
Yeah.
So also I'd like to mention that Jeannie Sanner has resumed her academy this semester, and classes are going on now. I'm not sure if people can still
Okay.
sign up, but I know that there was a class for stage management and audio and acting, of course, which Jean teaches.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She's
And
very good at
hopefully
that.
she'll be doing it again, but it's something for people to look into and
Yeah.
look out for when it's advertised.
Yeah, it's very well done. Now, your May 16th program, the ladies of the Sizzlin' Seniors are former Miss Senior California, Miss Senior America participants.
Yes.
And this is in May, but tell me about this.
This is in May. Our very own Jean Madigan and Al Hicks are involved with this group outside of the village. And they say, along with 3 good men, they perform for senior centers in Orange and LA counties, and in the summertime at the Orange and Del Mar fairs. They have performed in Las Vegas and Laughlin and in New Orleans during Mardi Gras.
Oh, wow.
And their age range is from 72 to 91.
Very good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So you see all the fun they have with the Theater Guild?
Yeah.
And the way you can start out is go to their next meeting, which is April 18th, and get involved and, get to know them. And as Estelle has said, they need people behind the scenes. They need them to help out, even ushering and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, there was a class for that too.
Even if you don't want to act, doesn't matter. There's many, many other roles that you can be a part of, right?
That's right.
All right, very good. People can find out the Theater Guild is, of course, on our club pages, and you can find out about things there. Or next Thursday, April 18th at 6:30 at Clubhouse 7, join them. Even if you don't want to sing, that's part of it.
But sing.
But sing. But if you want to go
It's good
along
for the
and
soul.
just enjoy and see what it's all about, I encourage you to. And guests are $5, members are free, of course, but join them and try and sing. You wouldn't want to hear me sing.
Well, we would drown you out.
Okay, yeah, please. Yeah, you'll definitely need to drown me out. Good to see you.
Thank you.
you very much. Say
Thank
hi to
you,
everyone
Ken.
for me. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was-
My name is Angela. I'm 51 years old and I was diagnosed with a heart murmur. Before the surgery, I was struggling to breathe. I was missing out a lot on playing with my son. I decided to go to Hoag from Nevada to have my mitral valve repair because the surgeons there are excellent.
My personal approach to patient care is really taking care of a patient as if they were a member of my family.
After the surgery, I can chase him and run around and play with him as much as he wants. It's like a miracle. It's like this patient made it through the toughest time in their life, and it's an awesome feeling.
The feeling to see these patients recover, especially when they're critically ill like that, it's just the best feeling in the world.
We wanted this to be one of the top cardiovascular centers in the region, the state, the nation, and to be recognized for that. We've achieved that.
If I had to go back and make the same choice, I would choose Hoag again. They treated me like family. This changed my life, and now I get to be with my son.
This isn't just a pastime. It's a passion. The thrill and camaraderie brought him joy. When his family wanted a special way to honor his memory, we knew the perfect way to say goodbye. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other. Find out how at dignityorangecounty.com.
And coming up on Friday is the movie Mortal Engines. This is from the filmmakers of The Lord of the Rings, and it's an action adventure fantasy, and it takes place in a post Apocalyptic world. That always seems to be.
It's the,
was that Mad Max about kind of the same?
Yes,
It's like a Mad Max film.
Yeah.
The difference is instead of going on in these big vehicles, or Waterworld, remember that movie?
Yep, that one too.
They are in these huge mobile cities, and these mobile cities actually consume other cities. And it's really about this one girl who, at the beginning, she gets away from you know, other folks and kind of becomes sort of a vigilante in a way, but in a good way, and tries to overcome these other forces. And she becomes an outcast from London, and she goes after a dangerous outlaw with a bounty on her head. So, you know, adventure fantasy movie. It came out last year. Runs a little over 2 hours, and that will be on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock.
It looks like action-packed. Okay, Monday, April 15th at 2 and 6 p.m., we have a 1954 Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and it is a comedy, drama, and musical. During the 1850s, it says 1850s, Millie, a pretty young cook, marries Adam, a grizzled woodsman, after a brief courtship. When the two return to Adam's farm, Millie is shocked to meet his 6 ill-mannered brothers, all of whom live in his cabin. She promptly begins teaching the brothers proper behavior and, most importantly, how to court a woman. But after the brothers kidnap 6 local girls during a town barn raising, a group of indigenous villagers tries to track them down.
You could have a movie like that today.
I have to laugh because you're absolutely right. You could not have a movie like that today. In any case, that'll be at 2 and 6 p.m. on Monday.
Okay, you know, it's funny. Howard Keel, the way I remember Howard Keel, he was on the show Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember watching that show and then somebody older than me going, oh yeah, he was in this movie in Oklahoma and all these different movies. I'm like, what? I didn't know who he was. I just remember him from that. All right, our weather is going to be absolutely beautiful the next several days. We're going to be in the mid to low 70s, a little breezy today, a little cool winds out there. And then some, over the next few days, you have a little scattered clouds here, a little more cloudy on Friday, but right now it does not look like this area will get any of that rain, and even Southern California in general will not get much at all, if any, but it will be increasing clouds on that day. Then we get to the weekend, we're right back to, you know, a few scattered clouds and just beautiful spring weather. This is what we want for spring.
Like it.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at this around Orange County today. Absolutely gorgeous, all in the low to mid 70s. This is the time of year people need to get down to the beaches, because it's not too long from now that they start increasing. They get ready for the art festivals. You know, that's not that far away, a couple months. This is the time to get down to the beach communities and enjoy it for yourself.
I think we'll just take the rest of the day off and go to the beach.
There you are.
All right, that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have, actually really important, Lisa Bartlett's going to be here with Niall Barrett, and they're going to be talking about the new OCTA project. That's the interchange here off of El Toro Road. So they're going to brief us on what's supposed to be happening there. And then we'll have the Globe and a couple other really great segments for you. So have a great day in the village. Enjoy the beach.
Bye-bye. Yeah, go, please. Are you